Okay, now that we've made your blog personalized, we're going to go on to explaining what is inside your blog. So if you go over to your post and you click on Add New, you guys probably should already know this, but I wanted to go over all the things inside your blog. This may look a little different to you, and that's because I have it in HTML mode. If you see that at the top there, there's labels. And if you ever see this and you don't want to, if you want to see the rest of your tools, just click on the visualize and you'll get all your tools back. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to go over all of these, what all of these do here for your blog. You can do all kinds of things with your blog. Obviously, most of you probably already know this, but I'm just still going to go over it for those who don't. This actually makes your words bold. When you highlight a sentence or you highlight a word and then you click on the B, it'll actually bold it. Same thing with the I. It's to italics, put your words in italics. Of course, the ABC with a line through it marks through the word. You have your underline, but in this particular WordPress platform, they're not, the SEO score over here is not recognizing it, and I'll teach you how to do it so where they do recognize it and make your scores go up even higher. You have your, obviously, your bullets, your numbers. See if I can get in there. Sorry it's so blurry, I just want to make sure I can point to them. I know you could follow along on your own computer, so it doesn't really matter if it's that clear or not, but here's your quotations. Obviously, when you write your blogs, you can either have your words have a nice straight column on this side, or you can have it centered. Same with the left side here, if you want it to be over to the left. Now these areas right here, which are not highlighted yet, because in order for these to be highlighted, you have to have the words within your blog highlighted before these will become more visible. And what this is, it's to put a link into your blog to take a person, that's reading your blog somewhere else, and we'll go over that as well. And this is actually, if you are one who likes to copy and use portions of someone else's information in your blog, as long as you give credit to the person where you received that information from, you just got to make sure that you cover your behind and give credit to where you receive that information. But if for some reason in their own words they actually have a link as well, your SEO score will actually go down because they put a link in it, and you need to break that link so you can have your green check mark. Otherwise it'll say, I don't remember, I'll go over it once we start doing some more blog stuff. But when you highlight the word that's already has a link to it, this is how you break a link. See that? It's like a broken chain link. There's all kinds of different tools you can use. Of course, your spell check. And the way that works is if you ever, when you're typing into the body and you have a red squiggly under the word, that means you spelt it wrong. And in order to change that, you'll need to click on this ABC, and then it'll say something about clicking on the word in the body. So you'll click on the word, and it'll actually give you suggestions of the correct spelling, and you can select it and change it. And that's a very, very, very important tool that you have up here. You don't want to have a lot of misspelled words in your blog because it won't look very professional. Now under here you see this little icon that says paragraph. And if you were to click on that little down arrow by it, it'll bring up a new window. If you haven't already experimented with it, don't be afraid of the computer and experiment. But if you open that up, you're going to see different options. Your paragraph. This is actually, usually that's what format you're in. Format is not necessarily a good thing to be in, but you want this to usually say paragraph, unless you're doing your headers. You notice in the SEO tools over here, if you've done blogs, sometimes you'll say your H1, H2, and H3 are not recognized. It's because you need to make them into a header. And here you have them. This is your H1, H2, H3, You don't really need anything more than that. And basically, that's just different sizes of headings, but you need to use at least all 3 of them somewhere in your blog to be recognized by your SEO tool. And how you do that is when you do type in your body of your blog here, you're going to want to highlight like the top of your paragraph. Highlight that and then click on one of these headings. It's going to turn your words red, and it's also going to be recognized in your SEO tools that it's been recognized, so it gives you a higher score. So you at least want to use 3 of these headers, and you don't necessarily have to use them in the order that they're in. It's basically the header 1 is just the larger size print. Header 2 not as big. Header 3 not as big as 2. Basically. And just make sure you use them throughout your body at least once, so the SEO tool can recognize it. Like I said, we're going to click out of there. Your underline, like I said, it doesn't work. For some reason, it's just the way the blog is set up. But there is a way you can get around that to make sure that your underline is recognized. And I just actually learned that myself. Thank you to a friend of mine, Carla. She made a suggestion in one of the groups that I'm in on Facebook. By the way, there's plenty of Facebook groups that you can join that are designed for newbies, and you can learn a lot of stuff. Okay, moving on to this little thing here. This means just to align your words, just like these 3 up here. This aligns it to where it looks, block. And I don't know if you see this, but whenever I roll my cursor over something, it usually tells me what it is. You can change your text color. Like drop it in, you can choose whatever color you want. I wouldn't go too crazy with that because you want to keep the interest of your reader, and you don't want to make them, cross their eyes having to read your blog. Now, let me click out of there. Of course, you have your paste as plain text. I don't even worry about these 2 things here. Placed in Word format. It just depends on how you copy and paste your things. This is to remove formatting. If you notice when you're writing your blogs and your words start to change size, which we ran into when I was training my sponsor, we noticed that sometimes he'd have small words and then it'd go to larger words, and it had nothing to do with his headers. Well, all you have to do is highlight that and then click this icon right here to remove that format and to get your same size letters back. And of course, this right here, insert custom character, if you click on that, and I don't use this much, but I might start. I don't know, it's kind of neat. If you want to put like hearts or something like that in your blog, the club, or there's different kinds of. Just go run your cursor over them. You can see the different types of symbols that you can use, and can kind of be fun. But don't go crazy with it. Of course, you want to keep the attention of your reader. Now you have. I've never actually really looked at these. Outdent, indent, obviously. This is to undo what you write a few words or you add a picture, you don't want it in there anymore, you can undo it or delete it. But we'll go over that as well. Redo it, like if you undo it and you're like, oh crap, that's not what I meant to do, you can redo it again. So a lot of things that you can play with here. If you need help, of course, push the button. So right now, we've gone over all the different tools in your blog. We're going to go over what's in the SEO score. Okay, now I just put just a basic title in my blog, and I did the same thing over here, my SEO keyword. We will go over that shortly. I just did that on purpose so I can bring up the actual list of things that we have to accomplish. And you see all these, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of red X's in your time. I did too when I first started. Don't get discouraged over that, because after this training you're going to have green all the way down, I promise. And basically they're self-explanatory. Of course, I don't have any words in my body. Of course I need more words. And you can type up to 500 to 700 words, but sometimes you don't even need that much. It just depends on how much you've done, and then when you save your draft, sometimes it'll tell you that it's a green check, and you don't have to add any more words. If you can't think of anything else, don't worry about it. Leave it as it is. You have your keyword in the first sentence. That's considered my first sentence right there. You have a keyword in the last sentence. So obviously, same thing. Those will always usually be green. You do not have enough, or you do not have an external link to your other pages. And what that means is somewhere in the body we're going to have to take them to either another blog of yours or a capture page so they can sign up onto your team. Now you have, let's see, relevant nofollow added to your external links. Because we don't have any external links from something else that we've copied and pasted, then that'll always be green. Now if you copy and paste something like I was saying earlier, you need to go over that link and break the link, and that'll actually make that turn green if there's a red X here. Your images have alt tags set to your keyword. We'll go over that too when we grab images from the internet. I'll show you what you could do to make that green. Of course, your H1, H2, and H3 tags I showed you over here where they are and how to do them. You're gonna highlight your title of your paragraph, and then you're gonna select header 1, header 2, or header 3. And as long as you don't italics or bold or underline your headers, they're gonna always be recognized. Now if you're seeing that in your other blogs, because it's human nature to want to get all of these, so we're gonna do all 3 of them if we can to someplace in our blog. Well, that's not a good thing. We need to do one or none, basically. But if you're going to do one, don't do it in your headers. Your headers need to be recognized from this tool here. And if you go back in your other blogs, if you've highlighted and you've bolded or anything in your headers, you need to undo that, and these will be recognized. I learned that. It took me about maybe 5 or 6 blogs before I realized what I was doing wrong. And I don't mind sharing that because it really made your scores go way up. Okay, of course you want your keyword bolded somewhere in your body. Keyword italicized. Whatever. I can't even say it. And then the underlined, we will go over that. That's a different format, and we will be using the HTML tab for that. But for now, this is all the training we have today. Tomorrow we'll actually start getting into where to grab images, where to find good content that you can blog about if you're at a loss for what do I write about today. And that we all go through that, so that's normal. But we're going to take this measly little score here and we're going to make it really high by the end of this training video. So I hope you stay tuned. We want to make sure that you get good scores so you can be in the top 3 of the search pages.